be.
Well, having been just given that permission, just as the light went on that said that we were on live, I thank you very much, and I am going to call you Syl. You may not necessarily be that lucky yet. We'll have to wait till the end of the interview to find out if that's also available to you. Syl Flowers, who is a healthcare authority, successful business person, and it all began when Mama called you Sylvester where?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I was just talking about Carnegie Mellon.
Absolutely. Used to be Carnegie Tech.
Uh-huh.
And then the Mellon family, who had the most money.
Bless them.
Bless them. And it's Carnegie Mellon. I know exactly where it is.
Well, you know, and there may be a Flowers U somewhere in the United States. There's a Flowers Foundation, isn't there?
The Flowers Heritage Foundation was founded about 3 years ago. And it's the instrument by which my company and enterprises, in a very structured and tax code approving ways of giving back to the community.
Here's what I've never been able to understand. Why healthcare in the United States has to be so heavily political. I've never been able to understand why something that keeps its citizens well and alive and productive has to be either a Republican or a Democratic, a liberal or a conservative.
We're a free enterprise society. General Motors is political. You can think of all of your major enterprises in America when it's entrepreneurial in spirit and free enterprise in design and application. This is a source of vast wealth, revenue coming from the smallest provider to the biggest, and you can't separate the money.
But they do in
politics.
Europe. But they do in Europe, and they do most places. I'm just going to use the Western world because I don't want to compare ourselves to Asia or Africa because that isn't fair. The systems being so dramatically different. But in an industrialized economy like Germany and France and Switzerland and all of those places who are pretty doggone free enterprise, they take care of health care.
Yes. We're capable of it. We have, with technology especially, so prevalent in our day-to-day lives, we can do that. We have studied various programs around the globe. And until you can compare Apples-like communities in the United States with Apple-like communities in France or Germany, you're going to have a disparity. We can do this. We have to be committed to do this. And we have the tools to do it via technology. We have the training and expertise within our system because we train more foreign practitioners probably than any other country. So we certainly have what it takes to do it. We have the will to do it. And I think perhaps one of the big mistakes we make in America, it's either or. Well, that's not the way our economy functions. We want to all have a baseline level of health care with easy access and affordability. But if you can afford more, you should be able to buy more without sacrificing the basic units. But we have to define those things. And to date, depending on which community you're in and what the political influence might be in that community, the definition might come out quite different.
Well, they do exactly that in Canada and a couple of other countries. I know if you want something other than maintenance care, you can buy it. You can buy extra insurance.
Sure, and they come to the United States for elective surgery. They'll go to Detroit or places like that.
Why?
Well, simply because with the system in Canada, for example, if you decide you wanted a plastic surgery procedure for whatever reason you want it, You might have to get on a waiting list someplace to have the central sponsored program, central, i.e. the government program. You might have to wait until it's inconvenient. It might interfere with your trip to Africa for a safari. But with the money, you can come right across the border and make an appointment and have it done on your calendar.
So why did you look at me and immediately pick plastic surgery as that specialty area?
Well, my friend, being coached by your august team here in this, they told me to look alive and pay attention to the host.
Syl Flowers, what makes you an authority on health care in America?
Well, I grew up in a drugstore in Pennsylvania, and this August 6th, I will have been a licensed and practicing pharmacist for 50 years.
Wow.
And I got a pin for that. So I'm a sum of my life's experiences serving inner city type communities. You become an expert based on the breadth and depth of your day-to-day experience. I provide service to people who can afford it in most instances, even if they have private insurance and health care and a pretty good job. Or there are wards of the state and county public health departments. The people that I serve on a day-to-day basis use all of these resources, and I have to be efficient administratively to provide the service when I'm eligible to provide the service, but also understand what their needs are within their community. We become a triage of sorts in our pharmacies in which people want to know, well, I have grandmother visiting from Louisiana, and she's on welfare in Louisiana, and she has a bad cold or she has a fever. What do? I can't afford to go to a private doctor. So within my community, we become experts, if you will, in what the community resources are to take care of a medically indigent population. And an indigent is described as someone with one or more health conditions that in spite of working and health care, they can't afford the extra services they need to give them a level of care that can give them some quality of life and longevity. So you see the administrative complexities that are faced by the average citizen in each community. Technology, in that instance, can help correct a lot of it by having people use a web-based application to look for themselves. But right now, that's not available generally in the community that I serve.
There's so many things to talk to you about, and we're going to continue our conversation with Syl Flowers about health care in America, who gets it and who doesn't, and who gets medicine. Now, this is a pharmacist here, and he is really an authority in that field, pharmaceuticals, and the distribution of medications. Everybody getting the medicine that they should have? If not, why not? This is Pat McMahon on AZTV. Stay with us.